Very much, man. I like the reefer trip. It was all over everything. But I want to start with Joe, man. Too much of Chris Christie. That's the problem. There's too much of Chris Christie. Anyway, I make Jon Stewart and Colbert. I limit myself to those two dudes for news. And that's good enough for me. Meanwhile, this marijuana use thing. It's fun to watch these people get up there, man, that smoked a joint when they were 16. Come on like experts on reefer. I've been smoking that stuff for about 40 years, maybe close to 50 years on and off. And I did alcohol for a whole lot of years, too. And I'm going to tell you something. Reefer don't make you dumb. Alcohol makes you dumb. Alcohol makes you go back and say to the copper who pulled you over, "Hey, a sergeant, eh? I had trouble with guys like you when I was in the Air Force, after you've been doing blackberry brandy and beer all day to honor St. Patrick." That actually happened, bro. Anyway, reefer don't make you do that kind of stuff.
Didn't you get in trouble for starting a mutiny in the...
Oh, no, that had nothing to do with reefer or alcohol. That had to do with a guy punching me when I was sitting down.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, let me get back to the thing at hand here. One of the baddest dudes I knew when we were down in Tobago said, "Oh, Mr. Pot, the reefer, when I smoke, it makes me feel like a parson." So they ought to research that stuff before these experts start telling you how bad it is and how dumb it makes you. I gotta say to Gus, beautiful tune. Percy Sledge's Smiling Man took me away on that one. It was magnificent. And Susan getting busted for smoking a J. That's too funny, man. That is just too funny. I'm proud of you. And I'm sorry that they expunged that, because if they didn't, it would keep you off of jury duty. Anyway, you got your private prisons, which I say should all be closed, man. Everybody in on drugs ought to be turned loose. If you haven't hurt somebody, you shouldn't be there. If you have killed somebody, you shouldn't be there, because you should be dead. But that's my own thing about that. John Lennon's life was his revolution. That's the way I look at it, man. And he lived it, and he did it, and they hated him for it. And God bless him for getting John Sinclair out. He was a dude we were very concerned with back then when we were collecting signatures for legalized reefer in that 1972 thing. And let me tell you another thing about reefer, because one of the nice things about being old, and there's damn few of them, but one of the nice things, and you've actually watched a little history without people bending it and shaping it and spinning it. And I remember when, like, one of the first states had lotto. And I said to my wife, I said, "You watch, that's going to sweep the country, man." And now everybody has lotto. And them states, when they see other states making $5 million in 1 month on revenue, they're saying, "What? Let's legalize it, man." I'll bet they do.
Thank you, Patrick Carlin. Thank you, Susan Rosa. Thank you, Joe Raiola. We want to thank our guests. Owen, thanks for pushing the buttons. And if you keep the dial tune right where it is, which is 100.1 FM Radio Woodstock, you get to hear Ron Van Wormer the rest of the morning. He's got some very good music and some good vibes to pass along to you.
Bye, kids.
Reefer rule.